Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever had that feeling, that little pang of disappointment? You're using this amazing AI, everyone's calling it revolutionary, and the response you get is just kind of flat, generic, maybe shallow, or it completely misses what you were really aiming for strategically.
Yeah.
That frustration, feeling
Yeah.
like you're not quite clicking with the AI, it's super common.
Oh, absolutely. It really is. And I think a lot of that frustration comes from a basic misunderstanding. People often think there's some secret formula or like a string of magic words they need to find to unlock the AI.
Like a cheat code or something.
Exactly. And that search, it kind of traps you in this cycle of getting vague results back because you're not really addressing the core issue.
And that core issue, that's what we're really digging into today, isn't it?
Yes, because here's the thing, the really empowering part. Getting great results from AI isn't mainly about what specific words you write. It's much more fundamental. It's about how you think.
Okay, you think.
It's about translating all that complexity in your head, your goals, the context, your assumptions, into a language the AI can genuinely grasp and collaborate with.
So this deep dive is basically about learning that translation process.
Precisely. Our mission today is to give you a practical roadmap. Not just theory, but actual techniques you can use right away to seriously level up the quality, the relevance, the strategic value of what you get from AI.
So moving it beyond just a simple task doer.
Exactly. Transforming it into a real thinking partner. Doesn't matter if you're in marketing, consulting, research, creating content. This applies across the board.
Okay, so to make that happen, you're saying we need a mindset shift.
A crucial paradigm shift, yeah.
Uh-huh.
We need to stop seeing AI like a vending machine. Put in a command, get out a predictable product. That's not it.
Okay, not a vending machine. Then what?
Think of it more like a highly knowledgeable, incredibly fast junior colleague, but, and this is key, a colleague who is completely lacking context unless you provide it.
Ah, okay. I like that analogy.
Yeah.
Smart intern, maybe?
Sort of. Think about briefing a human colleague. You wouldn't just dump a task on them, right?
No, definitely not. You'd give background, explain why we're doing it, maybe mention things we're assuming.
Exactly. Assumptions, goals, constraints, what success even looks like. AI needs that exact same rich layer of context to go from spitting out generic text to providing something genuinely useful, maybe even insightful.
So those prompt generators you see online, they're not the whole answer.
They can be a starting point, like a phrase book when you're traveling, but for a real deep conversation. For true collaboration, you need fluency. Fluency in the language of thought and context.
Okay, fluency. I like that. So how do we get fluent? This is where it gets really interesting, right? You've got some techniques for us.
Yes, we've got 7 essential practical techniques. Think of them as your lessons in achieving that fluency, your blueprint for transforming how you interact with AI.
All right, let's get into it. Technique number 1.
Technique number 1 is transparent reasoning.
Yes.
Sharing your mental blueprint.
Mental blueprint. Okay, explain that.
Well, think about most AI prompts. They often start out technically correct, like write a blog post about the benefits of remote work for tech companies.
Seems reasonable enough.
It's clear, sure, but it's strategically empty. The AI will probably give you something perfectly readable, maybe even SEO friendly, but ultimately forgettable. Why? Because it lacks a specific point of view, a defined audience, a real purpose.
So transparent reasoning fixes that.
It's the way to fix it. You explicitly state the why behind your what. You're essentially opening up your head and showing the AI your entire mental blueprint for the task.
Okay, so what's in this blueprint? What do I need to share?
Good question. Key components are your core objective, what's the ultimate business or personal goal here? Your target audience, who is this actually for? What are their pains, their motivations? What do they already know?
Makes sense. What else?
Your key assumptions, what are you taking as true about the situation or the audience? Any constraints and boundaries, things like budget, time, brand voice, word count, legal stuff.
Right, the guardrails.
Exactly. And finally, crucially, your definition of success. What does a great outcome actually look like? What are the specific criteria you'll use to judge the output?
Wow, okay. It's a lot more detail than just asking for a blog post.
It is. But let's revisit that remote work example. With transparent reasoning, it transforms.
How so?
You'd say something like, okay, my main goal here is to persuade skeptical VPs of engineering at, say, Series B startups to seriously consider a fully remote model. I know they worry about collaboration and engineering velocity.
Okay, much more specific audience and objective.
My key assumption is their real objection isn't about raw productivity, it's about maintaining an innovative culture remotely. Constraints? Keep
Yeah.
it under 1,500 words. Tone should be confident but empathetic. Absolutely no corporate jargon.
And the success definition.
Success for this piece means giving these VPs actionable frameworks or maybe even short case studies they could immediately use or share internally to start building their own case for going remote.
Okay, yeah. I can instantly see how that prompt leads to a vastly different, much more valuable output than the first one.
It's a total game changer. You're not just getting words back, you're getting output that's already aligned with your strategy. It anticipates objections, uses the right language, it dramatically cuts down your editing time.
It moves the AI from just doing a task to being a strategic partner.
That's the essence of it. And what's really fascinating, when you force yourself to articulate this blueprint for the AI, it often clarifies your own thinking too. How often do we really lay out our own assumptions and success criteria that clearly, even for ourselves?
That's a really good point. Okay, so transparent reasoning helps us set the stage perfectly. But what if? What if I've seen something amazing already out there, like a competitor's email that's just brilliant or an image with a style I love? How do I get the AI to replicate that kind of vibe? Describing it seems hard.
Ah, yes. That brings us perfectly to our second technique. Reverse prompting deconstructing excellence to replicate it.
Reverse prompting sounds intriguing, like working backwards.
Exactly. This is your secret weapon when you have an existing piece of content, text, visual, whatever, that you admire, but you find it hard to articulate why it works or how to get that same feel from scratch.
Yeah, describing a tone or aesthetic is tough.
Incredibly tough. So instead of guessing, you leverage the AI's pattern recognition skills. You get the AI to tell you what makes it great.
Okay, how does that work? Let's say for text, like that competitor's email newsletter example.
Right. First, find your gold standard example. Copy the text. Then you instruct the AI. You'd say something like, okay, I want you to act as a world-class copywriter and analyst. Please deconstruct the following email newsletter. Then you paste it in.
Then what do I ask it to look for?
You'd ask it to identify specific patterns. Analyze its tone of voice, its sentence structure and rhythm, any persuasion framework being used like AI.A or PAS or storytelling. Who is the likely intended audience, and what core copywriting principles like social proof or scarcity are evident.
Wow, okay, so the AI breaks it down like an expert.
Exactly. It gives you a detailed analysis. But you don't stop there. The next step is crucial.
What's that?
You follow up. Fantastic analysis. Now, based only on the patterns you just identified, create a detailed, copy-paste ready prompt template. This template should allow me to consistently replicate this exact style and persuasive approach for different email topics in the future.
So the AI builds the prompt for you based on the example.
Precisely. It gives you a reusable blueprint for that specific style.
That's clever. Does it work for images too? Like getting that perfect visual style?
Absolutely. You'd use a multimodal AI, one that can see images, like Gemini or the ChatGPT app with image uploads.
Okay, so I upload the image I like.
Yep. And then you ask for a similar deconstruction. Analyze this image in detail. I want to create similar visuals. Identify the key elements. What's the art style? The composition and framing. Describe the color palette, the lighting, the overall mood and atmosphere. What are the specific subject matter details?
So it gives me the visual recipe.
Kind of. And then, just like with text, you ask it to synthesize that analysis into a usable prompt. Based on your analysis, craft a comprehensive image generation prompt for a tool like Midjourney or DALL-E 3. This prompt should aim to produce a new image that has a very similar visual identity and mood, but feature a different subject, let's say, a lone astronaut exploring a vibrant alien jungle.
So cool.
Yeah.
Instead of me fumbling around trying to describe moody lighting or cinematic composition, the AI analyzes the example and gives me the exact language to ask for it again.
You got it.
Yeah.
You're leveraging the AI's analytical power to essentially get it to teach you its own language of style. You get the building blocks of excellence straight from the source.
Okay, technique 3. What's next?
Technique 3 is a classic but incredibly powerful one. Few-shot prompting, guiding with high-quality example.
Few-shot, meaning you give it a few examples.
Exactly that. It's about showing the AI what you want, not just telling it. You provide 2 or 3 specific, really high-quality examples of the desired output directly within the prompt itself.
How does that help?
It acts as incredibly powerful in-context learning. The AI learns the style, format, tone, level of detail, everything, directly from the examples you provide in that moment.
Can you give an example, like before and after?
Sure. Let's say you want to summarize a complex scientific paper for a general audience. A basic prompt, a zero-shot prompt might be, Summarize this complex scientific article into a few bullet points for a general audience.
Okay, and the result would probably be?
Accurate, most likely, but probably pretty dry, maybe technical, maybe unengaging, just the facts.
Right, so how does Few-Shot change it?
With Few-Shot, you'd preface your request with examples. You'd say, I need you to summarize complex scientific articles into clear, engaging bullet points for a non-expert audience. Please follow the exact style and format of these two examples. Example 1. The big idea. Scientists found gut bacteria can influence mood by talking to brain cells. Think hotline from your stomach to your head, why it matters. Could lead to new psychobiotic treatments for anxiety. Example 2. The discovery. Researchers created see-through solar panels. Future windows could generate power. The impact. Imagine your office building making clean energy. Now, using this exact format and engaging, analogy-rich style, summarize the following article. And then you paste the new article text.
Okay. The examples act like a mini style guide right there in the prompt. The AI sees the big idea and why it matters. It sees the short sentences, the analogies.
Precisely. It immediately grasps the desired level of simplification, the tone, the structure. You get much more consistent and effective output because you've shown it exactly what good looks like in this context.
It feels like, well, like training wheels, in a good way.
It is, and if we connect this back to that colleague analogy, this is like showing a new team member. Here are 3 reports that were perfect. Make your report look and feel exactly like these. You don't just tell them, you show them.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Is there a way to make this even more powerful, maybe for ongoing tasks?
Yes. There's an advanced tip. Many AI tools now, like ChatGPT Plus or Claude Pro, have features where you can upload reference materials or create a knowledge base.
Okay.
You could upload, say, dozens of your best ever marketing emails or blog posts into one of these knowledge files. Then in your prompt, you can just refer the AI to that file. Summarize this report in the style and format exemplified in my best marketing emails knowledge file. It gives the AI a huge library of your preferred examples to draw from consistently.
Brilliant. So you build your own internal style guide for the AI.
Exactly. Okay, moving on to technique number 4. This one is really clever, I think. It's meta-prompting, turning the AI into your prompting coach.
Meta-prompting, like prompting about prompting.
Precisely. Instead of jumping straight to asking the AI for the final answer or the final piece of content, you use the AI's intelligence to help you figure out what the best possible prompt would be in the first place.
Whoa, okay, so you collaborate with the AI on crafting the instructions for the AI.
Exactly. You leverage its vast knowledge to ensure you're asking the right questions and providing the right information before it even starts the main task.
Can you walk me through an example? This sounds a bit abstract.
Sure. Let's go back to that strategy scenario. Imagine you're a strategy lead at a premium fitness apparel brand, maybe like Lululemon. You need to create a market entry plan for Southeast Asia, focusing on, say, Vietnam, Thailand, and Singapore. That's a complex task.
Definitely. Lots of unknowns. Where would I even start prompting for that?
That's where meta-prompting comes in. Your first prompt isn't asking for the strategy. It's asking for help designing the prompt.
Okay, so what would I say?
You'd say something like this. Hi, ChatGPT. I'm the strategy lead for a premium fitness apparel company similar in positioning to Lululemon. My objective is to develop a comprehensive market entry strategy for Southeast Asia, specifically Vietnam, Thailand, and Singapore. This is a complex strategic task. To ensure I get the most insightful and actionable output from you, I need your help crafting the master prompt for this analysis. Please act as a world-class management consultant specializing in APAC retail expansion. What specific information, context, data points, and internal company details do you need from me to formulate the absolute best, most comprehensive prompt for generating the strategy?
Ah, I see. You're asking the AI what it needs to do its best work.
Exactly. The AI will then shift into that consultant persona and start asking you clarifying questions. It'll essentially conduct a diagnostic interview.
What kind of questions would it ask?
Things like, okay, to help you craft the best prompt, please tell me, what is your brand's core value proposition and specific target demographic? Or what is your preliminary budget range for this market entry? Or what are your key success metrics for the first 2 years? Are there any known constraints like specific retail partners you must use or avoid?
So it probes for all the critical details I might have forgotten to include initially.
Precisely. You answer its questions, providing all that rich context. Then the AI takes all your answers and synthesizes them.
And then gives me...
It gives you the final, powerful, custom-built master prompt. It might say, thank you. Based on the detailed information you provided, here is a comprehensive master prompt designed to generate a robust market entry strategy. Please use this as your next input. And then it will lay out a long, detailed prompt like, act as a team of senior management consultants from McKinsey specializing in consumer retail and APAC market entry. Your client is a premium fitness apparel brand incorporating details you provided. Develop a phased market entry strategy for Vietnam, Thailand, and Singapore, considering specific factors you discussed.
Wow, that's like having a free consultation with an expert strategist before you even start the main work.
Yeah.
And make sure you don't miss crucial angles.
Exactly. It leverages the AI as an expert interviewer to get the best information out of you, dramatically improving the quality of the final output. It prevents those vague prompts that lead to vague answers.
Okay, meta-prompting. I really like that one. What's technique number 5?
Number 5 is chain prompting, building a skyscraper of thought one floor at a time.
Skyscraper of thought. Nice image. What does it mean in practice?
It means that for really complex, multi-stage tasks like developing a full business plan, outlining a book, designing a software feature, trying to do it all in one single mega prompt is usually inefficient and leads to shallow results.
Yeah, I can see the AI maybe losing track or glossing over details with one giant request.
Exactly. Chain prompting breaks that massive task down into a logical sequence of smaller, interconnected prompts. Each new prompt builds directly on the AI's response to the previous one.
So you guide the AI step by step.
Precisely. You maintain and deepen the context at each stage. You're essentially building the final output piece by piece, floor by floor, ensuring everything connects logically.
Can we use an example, maybe launching something new?
Perfect. Let's say you want to use AI to help you launch a new podcast called the AI Copilot, aimed at business professionals.
Okay, sounds familiar. So prompt 1 wouldn't be write the whole podcast plan.
No way. Prompt 1, ideation. I'm launching a podcast in the business and technology space. Generate 5 unique podcast concepts. For each, include a target audience, a unique angle or hook, and a catchy name. Focus on current AI trends relevant to business leaders.
Okay, gives me 5 ideas. Then what?
You pick one. Prompt 2, deepening the concept. Okay, I really like concept, #3, the AI Copilot. Let's flesh this out. Develop a detailed listener persona for this show. Who are they? What's their job title? Industry? Biggest professional challenges related to AI? What kind of content do they crave?
So now we have a target listener. Next.
Prompt 3, content strategy. Excellent persona definition. Now, based specifically on this listener's needs and challenges, brainstorm 10 potential episode titles for the AI Copilot. Suggest different formats too, maybe interviews, deep dives, case studies, Q&A sessions.
Got it. We're building the content plan. And the final step in this chain.
Prompt 4, execution writing. Great episode ideas. Let's draft the intro script for the very first episode. Let's title it, Don't Fear the Bot, Making AI Your Strategic Partner. The script should be roughly 300 words, immediately hook the listener based on their persona, introduce the show's mission clearly, and set the right tone.
I see. Each step builds on the last. The persona informs the titles. The title informs the script. It creates a much more coherent and strategically sound final product than just asking for everything at once.
Exactly. You're creating a scaffolding for the AI's reasoning process. It prevents the AI from losing the plot on complex tasks. The context carries through and deepens, resulting in a far richer, more cohesive output.
It's not just breaking down tasks. It's guiding the AI's thinking along a logical path.
That's a great way to put it, guiding the entire reasoning process.
Okay, technique 6 sounds really useful for avoiding blind spots. Perspective shifting, stress testing your ideas with a virtual boardroom.
Yes. This one is all about recognizing that our own perspective is inherently limited. We all have biases and blind spots. This technique uses the AI to challenge those.
How? By making it act like different people.
Exactly. You ask the AI to adopt different specific personas or roles that would naturally critique or question your idea from different angles. It's like having an on-demand red team or convening a virtual board of directors to pick your idea apart.
Okay, give me an example. Let's say my team is developing a new software feature. Maybe an AI tool that automatically generates project status reports inside a tool like Asana or Trello.
Great example. You've got the feature concept. Now let's stress test it using perspective shifting.
So who do we ask the AI to be first?
Maybe start with the money person. Perspective 1, skeptical CFO. Okay, AI. I want you to act as the chief financial officer of our company. You are fiscally conservative and highly focused on ROI and risk. Review this proposed AI project status report feature. What are your primary concerns? Question the projected ROI. What are the potential financial risks? hidden development costs, or risks of increased customer churn if this doesn't work perfectly. Be critical.
Ooh, tough questions. Okay, who's next? Maybe the user.
Definitely. Perspective 2, overworked project manager, target user. Right, now shift perspective. Act as a busy project manager at a fast-paced digital agency, our key target user. You're juggling 10 projects, constantly in meetings. Realistically, how would this AI status report feature fit into your actual daily workflow? What are your immediate gut reactions or hesitations? What would make you say, wow, I desperately need this, versus, ugh, another tool gimmick I don't have time for?
Getting the user's gut check. Smart. One more.
Let's bring in support. Perspective 3, head of customer support. Okay, final perspective. Act as our head of customer support. When this feature eventually launches, what kinds of support tickets, common questions, and customer complaints do you anticipate? What aspects are likely to be confusing for users initially? What training materials or resources will your support team need beforehand to handle this successfully?
This is amazing. It's like you can instantly get critiques from finance, the actual user, and the support team, all before you've even written a line of code.
Precisely. It forces a 360-degree analysis. You get financial rigor, real-world usability concerns, and practical implementation challenges surfaced early. It leads to a much more robust, well-thought-out strategy or product.
Okay, wow. 6 powerful techniques. What's the 7th and final one?
The 7th, and arguably one of the most powerful and underutilized techniques, is the self-evaluation loop, forcing critical self-reflection.
Self-evaluation. You mean asking the AI to critique itself?
Exactly that. After the AI gives you a response, particularly for something complex like a strategy analysis or piece of creative writing, you don't just accept it. You push back and ask the AI to critically review its own work.
Huh. Why would I do that?
Because it prompts the AI to perform a kind of second-pass analysis. It forces it to reconsider its initial output, identify potential logical gaps, challenge its own underlying assumptions, and often find areas for significant improvement or innovation that it missed the first time around.
Interesting. Can you give an example of how that works?
Let's stick with strategy. Imagine you run a meal kit delivery service, maybe like HelloFresh or Blue Apron. You ask the AI for a competitive analysis.
So the initial prompt might be, analyze the marketing strategies of my top 3 competitors, naming them.
Yeah.
Based on that analysis, propose a differentiated marketing strategy for my brand for the next quarter.
Right. And the AI gives you a solid, maybe decent, but likely somewhat predictable strategy based on common marketing tactics.
Okay, a standard response. Now, how do I apply the self-evaluation loop?
You follow up with something pointed, like this. Thank you for that initial strategy proposal. Now, I want you to critically evaluate your own recommendation. Put on your most skeptical hat. 1. What crucial market factor or emerging consumer trend, e.g., sustainability, specific dietary needs, economic pressures, might your strategy have overlooked or underestimated? 2. What are the single weakest or most questionable assumptions that your proposed strategy is built upon? 3. How could this strategy realistically backfire? Or how could competitors easily copy or neutralize it? 4. Finally, based on this critique, propose a more unconventional or asymmetric marketing angle, something unexpected that would be harder for competitors to replicate and could create a stronger competitive advantage for my brand.
Whoa, that's asking it to really push beyond its first answer. What kind of results does that yield?
Often, quite remarkable ones. It forces the AI to move beyond simple pattern matching or first-order thinking. It might suddenly identify the rising food as medicine trend it initially missed and suggest partnerships with nutritionists. It might question its own assumption about the primary target audience and suggest focusing on a niche demographic.
So it leads to more resilient, maybe more innovative ideas.
Exactly. More resilient and often much more innovative strategies. Because you've made the AI become its own toughest critic. It's like enabling metacognition for the machine. It's incredibly powerful.
7 techniques: transparent reasoning, reverse prompting, few-shot prompting, meta-prompting, chain prompting, perspective shifting, and the self-evaluation loop. It's a fantastic toolkit, but just knowing them isn't enough, right? How do we actually internalize these and make them part of our regular workflow?
That's the perfect question. It leads us to the final piece, building your personal prompt playbook, systematizing your success.
A playbook. I like the sound of that.
It's crucial. Knowing the techniques is step 1. Making them second nature is step 2. And a playbook helps you do that.
So how do we build this playbook? What are the steps?
It's pretty straightforward. Step 1. Create your central playbook document. Use whatever tool works for you. Notion, Google Docs, Obsidian, Evernote, even just a simple text file.
Okay, got my document. What goes in it?
For each of the 7 techniques we just discussed, create a heading. Under each heading, briefly summarize in your own words, what is this technique? When is the best time to use it? And this is key. Include a go-to prompt template or starting phrase based on your own typical work. Make it relevant to you.
So I personalize the examples.
Exactly. Step 2, configure your AI workspace. Many AI tools, especially ChatGPT, have a feature often called custom instructions or something similar. This is where you embed your core principles.
How does that work? What do I put there?
There are usually 2 parts. In the first part, what would you like the AI to know about you to provide better responses? Well, you briefly describe your role, your industry, your main goals, maybe your typical audience, just the core context about you.
Okay, setting my personal context.
And in the second part, how would you like the AI to respond? Okay, you set your ground rules based on the techniques. You might write something like, always respond from the perspective of a senior strategic advisor in my field. Before tackling complex requests, always ask clarifying questions to ensure you have full context, reference, transparent reasoning. When generating strategic options, always consider multiple perspectives, mentioning perspective shifting. When evaluating ideas, apply critical thinking and identify assumptions, referencing self-evaluation. Strive for depth, originality, and actionable insights over generic summaries.
Wow, so you're essentially preloading the AI with your preferred way of working based on these techniques.
Precisely. It sets the stage for every conversation. And the final step, step 3, is integrate and iterate, meaning actually use your playbook. When you start a new complex task with the AI, glance at your playbook. Maybe start the conversation by saying, okay, AI, referencing my custom instructions and playbook, let's use the meta-prompting technique to figure out the best way to approach analyzing this market research report.
So you actively reference your system.
Yes. And crucially, iterate. When you craft a prompt, perhaps using chain prompting or Few-Shot, and it yields exceptionally good results, copy that successful prompt structure into your playbook under the relevant technique. Your playbook becomes a living document, constantly refined with what works best for you.
That's brilliant. It's not just about using AI anymore. It's about building and optimizing your personal interaction system with it, making it truly yours.
It becomes a personalized extension of the AI's brain, tailored to your specific needs and goals.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, let's bring it all together. What's the main takeaway here?
The core message really is that mastering AI interaction isn't fundamentally a technical skill you need to learn, like coding. It's primarily a cognitive skill.
A thinking skill.
Yes. It's about learning to communicate your thoughts, your context, your intentions with much greater clarity and precision.
And these 7 techniques we covered.
Transparent reasoning, reverse prompting, Few-Shot prompting, meta-prompting, chain prompting, perspective shifting, and self-evaluation. They aren't just clever tricks. Think of them as powerful frameworks for better thinking and better communication with your AI partner.
So for everyone listening, what's the challenge? What's one thing they can do this week?
Let's make it super actionable. Your challenge is this. Pick just one of these 7 techniques this week, just one, and consciously apply it to a real task you're doing with AI.
Okay, like what?
If you're creating any kind of content, emails, posts, reports, try Few-Shot prompting. Grab 2 or 3 examples of your own best work in that format and put them right into the prompt before your request.
Good one. What else?
If you're working on any kind of strategy or analysis, try the self-evaluation loop. After the AI gives you its first take, push back. Ask it to critique its own assumptions and suggest unconventional alternatives.
Or maybe if you're just starting something new.
If you're kicking off a new project or tackling a complex problem, start with meta-prompting. Ask the AI to help you figure out the best way to even ask the question in the first place. Just pick one technique and try it.
Excellent. And the final thought to leave people with.
It's this. When you start treating your AI less like a vending machine and more like that smart, context-hungry junior colleague, when you brief it thoughtfully using these kinds of techniques, you will unlock a level of productivity, creativity, and insight that might genuinely surprise you. Ultimately, the quality of the AI's output will start to mirror the quality and clarity of your thinking and communication. Every interaction can shift from a simple query response to a powerful strategic dialogue.
So what does this all mean for you listening? It means your AI is absolutely ready to become your most powerful thinking partner. You just need to learn how to have that truly meaningful, context-rich conversation.